Hello, I'm Huples Cat. Me and Kitty are going to do a bunch of trails today, 6 of them in fact. We are at foret, Blanche Ecological Reserve. The day pass for this is $8 an adult each, and you pay over there, but there's nobody there, so I put it in the box and we registered by paper. When we got here, you can do it online, but you have to print it out, so I didn't bother. There's a total of 6 trails ranging from 500 metres to 2.4 kilometres, so there's not a huge amount of long trail, but if we're going to do them all, we'll end up with doing about 15k. So our first week in Ottawa we had a lot of rain, and the next 3 days should be very hot. So we're going to take a very short one, which is Le Chablis, and it's half a kilometre. Nice mossy trail to start with. So that's the loop course back to where we came from. We're not going to take that until later on because we're going to do the original, which apparently is 6 kilometres, and it's supposed to be difficult. Well, in fact, that bears love vegan meat. Started life in 1826. Beautiful. I'm not sure I've seen one that old. Predates the United States of America, and probably will live longer than the United States of America. Look who's there. That's a pileated woodpecker's carvings. I'm not making great time on 6 because it's actually quite tough at times going up and down the hills, but it's also phenomenally beautiful, so you just want to stop and relax. But on Canadian trails this is a common occurrence. We'll have to climb over it. That's a new one on me. You seen it before, Kitty?
You can take a naturalist shot of it if you want.
Good. This is a really beautiful trail. We're the only ones here today, which is wonderful. I actually didn't know it was a cervid.
No?
No. Bruce, 1833. So now there's 2 lakes. Okay. So there's Lac Robert and Lac Howard. And that's where we are if we have an emergency, not that the cell phone's working.
We can go both ways.
Yeah. So it's not marked on this map, an old map, but there's actually a sit place there. So we'll go down to there and then we'll come back up to here and then we'll go that way.
Perfect.
Incredible. Okay, let's go to Lac Howard. Fungi. This is well worth the journey. It's quite an easy uphill and downhill to get to this point from the end of the original trail number 6, marked as 6A. And this will be Lac Howard. Of course, there's a beaver dam and mosquitoes. Quite a big dam. There goes Kitty. Hope she doesn't get eaten by a bear. That's the end of 6A. Lake Howard. Could be moose or somebody's foot. Looks kind of like moose. Certainly a good place for mooses. River otters really seem incredible to watch. And this is the Lac Robert. Look out at the end of our trail 6. Children's are fading fast here. So 6 is marked as advanced, but it's not really. It's kind of up and downhill with some roots and rocks, but nothing much. Most people could handle it. So we have done 6.5 kilometres, slowly and enjoying it in about an hour and a half. This place has a decent website, I suggest check it out. I didn't bother paying online, I thought it was confusing. You have to shoot an email. If you're a phone person you could. But bear in mind you want to check it because they do close the trail fairly often in the spring because that's a protected species. And it's big. Alright Kitty, what are we going to try for our trail food?
A honey stinger. Organic frozen whole eggs. Not eating that. It's up to you, Jay. This is an exact...
What are you trying now, Kitty?
An exact blackcurrant fruit bar.
That one's vegan then.
That one's vegan.
Alright, tell me what it tastes like and I'll have a nip.
It is. Sugar. Yummy.
It's like a huge Roundtree's fruit pastel.
It
if
is.
you're familiar with them. So what we're going to do now is Le Cendra, then the La Purée, and then come back on Le Guaguaron. French is not my first language. 1898.
Oh, yeah, I bet she's beautiful in the fall. Right?
Oh yeah.
Really beautiful.
Pretty
Look at
stunning.
that. Yeah.
It's kind of cute the way they show you where they all are, right? The poetic journey. Alright, we should see some poems on this trip.
Excellent.
I guess we're Sentiers. So the only other advanced one is the La Forestière, which is 1.2 kilometers, and so we'll probably do that at the end, because I feel like a bit of a break from all the hills. Going which way, Kitty?
4?
Yes. There was an ancient tree hunt in 2024, and sadly I think we found one. 1923. Wow! An old beaver stump. This one's a bit more closed in with much younger trees, but it's quite pretty. And mosquito-y. Ah, look at this. That's what Canada's all about. This is in the guidebook. Vernal pools. You have peepers at night. That's one of the prettiest little bridges I've seen in any sort of park.
Nice, eh?
Having fun, Kitty?
Nice.
Yes, so there'll be a lot more of it lying around. Into that lake. It's the grand staircase. On the way back on the trails, we'll climb just as much without staircasing.
More than that.
It is more than I thought. Guess how old that tree is.
1817, eh?
Good guess.
A hemlock.
Eastern hemlock. Well, that was a good excuse to stop for a while. This is an eastern white cedar, and it popped up in 1819.
Choke on me. Well, I'm thinking to the left.
Where are we?
I think we are here.
Exactly correct.
So,
Left it would be. Always try and find out where you are before you're trying to figure out where you want to go. That, apparently, the American sasswood that grew in 1878. Eastern hemlock, 1866. Plenty of other old trees on here that haven't actually been ID'd. It's absolutely a beautiful place to be. There goes Kitty charging up the hill. I guess I have to follow. That's Lac en Ciel, one of our first of several stops as we walk around it. Isn't it beautiful? Bridge. There's the lookout. Waterfall. You having fun, Kitty?
yes,
You like the bear?
I like the bear.
This is Lang Heron. It's absolutely beautiful. Lots of wildlife.
Right there.
This is Lake Amic. It's fairly big. Got snappers and painted turtles. It's all very nice. I think the last trail we're going to do is the forest. It's around 2, it's only short. 1.2 kilometres. That's either 600 metres out and 600 metres back. Oh, probably 1.2 out and then 1.2 back. It's quite steep on the down, so it's going to be quite tough coming back up. A bit technical, luckily it's dry. Four hours of hiking. Kitty's feeling fine. I am not. That's me and Kitty. We've done Forest LeBlanc. It's absolutely beautiful. If you're ever up this way, I recommend it highly. In the fall, it'd be absolutely brilliant, but I'd avoid it on weekends. Toodles.
Bye.
This has been a Fat Cat production in Ottawa 2025.